pick up. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. On the 40, here comes 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. They'll air it out on 3rd. Raiders closing in, and down he goes. And their 4th sack of the game, Brock, brings up 4th down.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kate, where I gotta make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, Brock, and working to stretch that out to 4. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. They'll go play action. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, and that brings up 2nd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
Pass caught by Jack Besh. And he's short of the 1st after a mile gain. Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials.
Defense.
Well, it's not a long walk to the new spot, but it is a disappointing one to make. Instead of 3rd down, they're now defending 1st and 10. The right side finds Besh. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They'll get 16 yards on that play. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 48-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
We see this all the time. The #1 thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, it's down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure, and let the cover guys go shut it down.
And his job's done, and it is a job well done. That punt fight's deep into enemy territory, out of bounds at the 7. We see the Ravens making their way out now. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
2nd down now. They need 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Defense nearing a stop. Need to hold once more here on 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 8.
They'll throw 3rd and long. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. First time this game they've looked to him. And that brings up 4th and long. The Ravens getting ready for the punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he gets it away from his end zone. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. set of downs now from the 39. Finds him quickly on the RPO. They get to him after a small pickup to the 35. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They're going to try and throw it here.
35-yard line.
Pass him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down. Looks like he got into the 27. Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
7-yard gain.
Out of the shotgun. They'll give it to him inside. They give him 4 yards before he stops. Gronk gets 2nd down.
Brought down.
Exactly 2 minutes to play in half number 1.
It's now
More from
2nd and
M&T
6.
Bank Stadium. Coming up. This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Back to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Intended for Dante Thornton. Incomplete. Nate Wiggins.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Dump off caught by his back. And he's going to be out of bounds a couple yards short of what they needed. Let's see if they try their luck now on this 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Bates' kick is up and good. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
17.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Return starts at the 3. This makes it up to the 25.
Ravens take over 1st and
Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after a short gain.
line number 11. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
McCarthy throwing here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
And 7.
To the air on 3rd and long. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
Results.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25.
The
Raiders to the receiver Dante Thornton Jr. out and ready for their next series. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. Back to pass on 1st and 10. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They were looking for him again, Brock, and for a moment, we thought he had another catch. But then that contact knocked the football from his hands.
Kind of become a victim of his own early success. Not too different, Kate, than a pass rusher that gets a sack. You know what happens? Got to slide to him, got to chip to him. You get a receiver that gets it going like this, you know more contact and more focus is coming his way.
Las Vegas sends out the punt team. Matt Ariza, the one to send it away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Ravens and Keaton Mitchell just about set to get going again on offense. And with exactly 1 minute left to go, they've got some time, but they've got to work fairly quick. 1st and 10, here's McCarthy. Dumps it off to his running back. Up the sideline, past the 40. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
Gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Baltimore.
Now McCarthy. Cut out left. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
To number 8.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Mitchell gets it from the gun. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Clock still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up.
Made at the 47-yard line.
Throwing on 3rd, McCarthy. Complete first and 10. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. Sent back to their own side of the field on that last play. Some ground to make up here on second. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now it's going to be third and long. Here he goes, third and long. Escapes the pocket. And he's tackled for a short gain. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Punting unit out now. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And it looks likely they'll carry a 2-score advantage into that locker room. 19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. The tight end going in motion right. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. They aren't getting anything here, Brock. They're actually going to lose some. Back to the 10. Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes second and 11. They'll stick with the ground game here. And this gets them well away from danger as he is up past their 20. So a 2-score game here at the breaks. Gonna have to make those halftime adjustments on the fly today. We're skipping right through to the start of the third quarter. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Mitchell on the give, headed left. They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. First down, and they go right back to it. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be second down. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Here's Mitchell again. This one isn't looking much better, Brock. He's handed another loss. That's 2 in a row. They've got third down now coming up. They sent with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and AT for attack, exactly what he just did.
Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, so he's just going to hurl this one away.
There's not a quarterback alive that enjoys throwing it away on third down. But that's a good case right there of live to play another day. Live to play another series, and don't put the ball in harm's way.
And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line.
Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Starting out trips right here. First and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
A gain of 4.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Finds the football outside. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Gain of 6.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10.
For a Las Vegas first down.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
To number 44. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
He's going to throw it again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock. But, man, the defense took that away too.
What they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
Trying for the deep ball. So the heave knocked away from the intended target. That brings up fourth down. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Ravens trotting out their offense. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. In goal, but they might not get to keep this. We've got a flag down. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Now the distance, but no good. It finds that left upright. And it stays a two-possession game at an 11-point margin.
Man, that is a sound every kicker dreads. I really thought it had a chance. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
The running back gets it on the draw. Man, he used all the space he had. Got him around 8. That sets up 3rd down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
We'll go with a design keeper. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Here's the long back on the handoff. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Handoff now from the gun. Escapes the defender. And get forward about 5 yards, it looks like. It's 2nd down now.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Running it now out of the gun. And he will not get the first, but oh, this is close. Looks like they're going to have about a yard at most to gain after he picked up 3. 3rd down.
3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
He has it on the QB sneak. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Raiders up by multiple touchdowns, and they've got the football. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. They'll try and punch it in. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. Another snap from the 8 here in 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
This time it's a passing play. And he's in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders make it a 3-score game in the 4th.
Las Vegas.
Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they paid the price over and over and over again.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Raiders push their lead to 18.
Ravens 6.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Ravens take over.
The Ravens and Keaton Mitchell just about set to get going again on offense. And his production is carried over into this 2nd half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. First and 10, it's McCarthy. Connects on the crosser. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him.
And the Baltimore 1st down.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. And he's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Looking to throw, McCarthy. And the coverage is too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
He was defended by Martin Emerson.
Throwing again now, McCarthy. And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL where they come down to a play or 2 and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
This interception is also dropped, but they're still going to take possession as the incomplete pass forces a turnover on downs here. The Raiders to the receiver Dante Thornton Jr. out and ready for their next series. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
When you get that jet sweep to the outside, you have to. You have to get vertical. There is just too much team speed in today's NFL if you don't go north and south.
Hits him on the in route. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Hey, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
And there's the stop after he drives this down to the 13. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with the penalty. So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards. Running it after the penalty. They follow up the penalty with a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. Another carry for him. That's not the way you want to go. Wrong way there. The push sends him backwards to the 6. A great call in a short yardage situation right there, Brock, and that was exactly the type of front that defense needed to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love the X's and O's of it, and then even more, the guys going out there.
And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders put up even more points in a win. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Bates takes on the extra point. And the Raiders grow their lead yet again. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Ravens all set for another possession. And the last time we saw him, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
This overwhelming pressure and these sacks after sacks after sacks. Well, it's built this lead, and you know it's the way they want to finish it.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. On 3rd and long, it's McCarthy. Setting up the running back screen. And somebody finally able to force him out there. So even with that quality gain, it will still wind up being 4th down.
A 10-yard gain, but it's 4th down.
Desperation time here. That finds Adams downfield. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line.
First down.
Back to the air, McCarthy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10. Another throw here for McCarthy. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
protect, find a way to run, and get the ball out of his hands.
They'll run now on second down. And he's tackled after a gain of about 6. It's third down now.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
And in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens making the scoreboard look a touch better. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
That one right down the middle. And the Ravens make it an 18-point game. Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's called a have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
The Raiders to the receiver Dante Thornton Jr. out and ready for their next series. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Back to the well again. And this is headed the wrong way. They're going to lose yards here, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
The Ravens bringing out an extra defensive back on this 3rd down play. 3rd and long for him here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that stretches the lead to 21.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
He dodged the tackle. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Baltimore running its offense out now. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone. But the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. Doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them because they proved last drive they couldn't.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28.
Mitchell gets it from the gun. Has some daylight through the 40. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
15 yards. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's only going to get 2 or 3 yards on that one. This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Here's Mitchell again. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45.
And a Baltimore
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Now here he goes. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. Offense is hurrying, time running down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
There's McCarthy on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he can't escape a quick tackle after the catch. Tackles at the 20.
Another Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one.
that play to force the incompletion.
McCarthy trying again on second down. Gets it to him on the screen. And he'll go down here at the 16. Working quickly here.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Thinking touchdown, but they will not get it. That's incomplete. And maybe worse, Brock. It's going to bring up fourth down. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the fourth. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
You knew it before this drive started, their field goal was not going to be good enough, but that meant the coverage also knew how to play it, how to concentrate, how to focus, and those defenders, they influenced that throw, and even more so, took it away.
The Raiders and receiver Dante Thornton Jr. out and ready for their next series. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock, so high hopes again for this upcoming series. First call here coming from the shotgun. They'll run here from the gun. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
They give it to him again. They stuck with him and got the same result. He is stopped at the line once again to quickly bring up third down. So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. Brock, I know you know this firsthand. All the way across the country. Feels like you're playing in the morning. You played in a lot of these. That is not an easy thing to do what they just did.
And you know what, Kate? You look back, even like the Niners of the 80s, those really good teams, they struggled in these 10 a.m. kickoffs on their body clock. You know who changed it? Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom said enough's enough. If you're good enough and we build up enough talent, we can also end this mystique or this problem of that early kick.
So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports.